this is Adrian Poe. Welcome back to another video of great writing tips to become a great writer. Tip number 6. Always have a notepad nearby and write your ideas in it. Now this is more of a practical tip than a creative tip, but I consider it very important. Because I'm sure you've, come up with a great idea, maybe even the best idea you ever had, but you didn't write it down. And then you said, okay, I'm going to remember it. And then you go throughout the day, you're thinking of other stuff, other ideas pop in your mind. Then when you finally get a chance to grab, a piece of paper or somewhere to write it down, you don't remember it. And then your greatest idea you ever had went away. So it technically doesn't exist if you don't write it down. If you don't remember it, if you forget it, then it's, it never happened. So that's why it's so important to write everything down. Let's get into some more details. Okay, so how many notepads should you have? As many as you want. The more, the merrier. So a good tip is have a notepad, or if you're like into sticky notes, they're good too, in almost every room. Now I actually do this because almost in every room I have, notepads all over the house. Even in my room, I have an entire shelf, just a stack of different notepad sizes, sticky notes. I have sticky notes like up on my wall with ideas. I even take pieces of paper, I rip them out of the notepad, and then just tape them to my wall or to my door, just to have them there, because they're that important. So every time I walk in, I always remind myself, oh, there's my idea. Oh, let me write this down. And then when I'm done using the idea, just throw away the paper, throw away the sticky pad, whatever. And even in the living room, on the coffee table or on a shelf or on the dinner table, just have a little notepad sitting there like teeny tiny, one of those ones that you flip open. Or, I'm telling you, anywhere that you mostly go, put a notepad. You won't even notice it's there, but when your idea comes, you'll be like, you're looking around and be like, oh, I gotta write this down. So instead of being in a place where you can't write it, or you gotta race up to your room where you do have, the notepads or whatever, you're like right there, in the living room or in the kitchen or wherever. You just pick it up, write it down, and then boom, there you go. Here's another great tip. No matter how dumb your idea is, just write it down. It doesn't matter. Don't even contemplate, oh, is this dumb? Like, who cares? Like, what, are you afraid people are going to read it? So what? It has nothing, they're not going to know what's about. So, because even though it might be the worst idea you ever had. But if you don't write it down, then you had no idea. It didn't exist. So, and if it is dumb, and you go back and look at it, you might get a good idea from the dumb idea. The dumb idea might spawn a better idea. So, look at it that way. So I don't even care if it's dumb or, okay, mediocre, the great, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. Because once I open up that notepad to see what I got written down, all new ideas come out based on what I have. So like I said, I even mentioned this in past videos, it's better to start from something than start from nothing. You know what I'm saying? So all those ideas, dumb or not, at least you're starting from somewhere. You have a starting point instead of a blank piece of paper. So you could do, here's another tip. You could do this. You could be old school and carry a little notepad with you, in your pocket when you go out, if you're not at the house or nearby with the pad. So, or you could, bring your cell phone, because I'm sure you always have your cell phone with you. There's a little app in there called MemoPad. So whenever you have an idea, just pull out your cell phone, click on the icon, the MemoPad thing will come up. You type your idea, save it, and then when you get home, you'll pull it out, you see what you wrote. You could either write it down in a physical notebook and then keep it in your house, or just keep it, in the notebook and keep it in the cell phone, and that'll work too. So I always do that because I'm not gonna, I don't usually carry a notepad with me when I go out or when I go to the gym or go eat somewhere or whatever, or with friends or whatever. But I got my cell phone all the time. So I just, write in the cell phone, bring it home, write it down in the pad, there you go. So just remember this. This is not going to be a long video because there's not really much to it. But remember this. It only takes a split second to lose a great idea. There's been times where literally I was sitting down writing my screenplay and I came up with a great idea, but I was in the middle of a scene and I wanted to finish like my thought in writing the scene to complete the dialogue or whatever was going on, that literally I forgot my great idea because I was thinking of like 15,000 different things at that moment to finish that scene or how to properly word the dialogue, that I forgot a great idea that I had. I don't even remember if it was for something else. It might have been for another story, or it might have been for the current story that I was working on. But it's gone, and I don't remember it because I never wrote it down. If I would have written it down in that split second, if I would have been like, okay, yes, I got to finish a thought on this dialogue, but this is more important because, whatever that idea was, it could have turned into something even greater. But I will never know it because I forgot it. It's like I never came up with that great idea. So try to get in the habit of the second you get the idea, write it down. Like block everything else out. I don't care if you're getting yelled at, if you're in the middle of, some important thing. Doesn't matter. Be like, excuse me, give me 1 second. Gotta get a notebook. Boom, write it down. Gotta get a sticky pad, whatever. There's been even times where I haven't had any notepads near me or my phone, and I came up with a great idea and I had to write it down before I forgot it. I took a pencil and I wrote it on the wall. I wrote it on the nearest wall. Or there was napkins, I wrote it on the nearest napkin. Or on the nearest writing surface, I wrote it down. And then I had it on that surface, even on the wall. Then I was like, okay, well, now I can not worry about it, not worry about forgetting it. And I just, found a notebook or whatever and wrote it down in there. So, I've trained myself to the second I get an idea, no matter how great or dumb, I block everything out. I say, if I'm in the middle of a conversation or a situation, I go, give me 1 second, I gotta do something. And I find a pencil or I pull out my phone and I write the idea down. So there you go. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you liked this video. Share it, please. Comment down below. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. I'm almost there. Please hit the notification bell because a lot more videos coming out. So until next time, remember my motto, where story comes first.